When the course is laid and the anchors weighed, a sailor's blood begins racing. With our hearts unbound and our flag unfurled, we're underway and off to see the world. Underway and off to see the world. Hey-ho, we'll go anywhere the wind is blowing. Manly men are we, sailing for adventure on the deep blue sea.
Safely now, Mr. Silver. Let's not get sloppy just because we're singing.
Danger walks on deck, we say what the heck. We laugh at the perils we're facing.
Every storm we ride is its own reward.
And people die by falling overboard.
People die by falling overboard. Hey-ho, we'll go anywhere the wind is blowing. Hoist the sails and sing.
Sailing for adventure on the big blue wet thing.
I love to see them cry when they walk the plank. I prefer to cut a trout.
I love to hang 'em high and watch their little feet try to walk in the air while their faces turn blue.
Just kidding. It's a good life on a boat.
There are distant lands with burning sands that roll across the oceans.
There are bingo games every fun-filled day. And margaritas at the midnight buffet.
Margaritas at the midnight buffet. Hey-ho, we'll go anywhere the wind is blowing.
Should have took a train.
Sailing for adventure on the bounding main.
The salty breezes whisper, who knows what lies ahead? I just know I was born to lead the life my father led.
The stars will be our compass wherever we may roam. And our mates will always be just like a family. And though we may put into port, the sea is always home. All right, Mr. Bimbo, I didn't know you had such a good singing voice. You're welcome.
We'll chase our dreams standing on our own, over the horizon to the great unknown. Hey-ho, we'll go anywhere the wind is blowing, bold and brave and free. Sailing for adventure,
It's so nauseating.
sailing for adventure,
So exhilarating.
sailing for adventure.
We're all celebrating.
On the deep blue sea.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.
Well, hello and welcome back to the ImagineEars Disney podcast. I am your host, Matt, and I am joined, as always, by my good friend and co-host, Susie. Hello, Susie.
Hi, Matt. I saw you just a few minutes ago before we went live, and you have added a lovely accessory to your neck.
Yes.
What?
Look, as the reigning, I'm pretty good at Disney trivia, as you should know, because in my Facebook memories,
It came up for me too.
You know, I think we need to reclaim our crown at Lola's.
They don't do
joint.
They don't do trivia there anymore.
What?
Since COVID. I don't know.
Even
We're gonna have to find
post-COVID.
we're gonna have to find a new spot to go.
So yes, had to reclaim the crown on the Disney Cruise Line.
That's
So
awesome.
if you win trivia, you get one of these bad boys. So
Ooh.
there it is. So
Wow.
we have a special guest. Oh my.
Oh, good.
Come here. Come here. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen,
Dog!
say hello to Coco Chanel.
Hi, Coco.
We're dog sitting for well, EVK just wanted to see Coco. Coco lives next door with my mother and father-in-law.
Mm.
But she is the best.
Oh. Coco is so cute. Hi, Coco.
Yeah.
Well, okay. At first, I thought, oh, Evie's coming in the room, and then you started clapping, and I was like, that's not how you call a child over.
Do you want
So I was
out?
like,
Do you want out? Yeah. Okay. Be right back. Susie, take it away. For
sure.
like 10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds. So how about this weather we've been having? Where's the weather like? What's the weather like where you're at? Anyway, my dog is asleep on the couch. It's finally not my dog that has come into the room. And that'll do it for today's episode, guys. So thank you so much for listening to the Imagineers Disney podcast.
Wow, that flew
As
by.
always,
Yeah.
time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. So yeah.
Anyway, so Coco, no. So
Yeah,
you
Coco,
want Disney
the dog.
trivia?
Yeah, one Disney trivia. Actually, won another thing.
Mhm.
And it's a Disney Cruise Line keychain.
Ah.
I don't need a keychain.
What did you win that for?
Also trivia.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to do a spontaneous Patreon giveaway. All right.
Yay!
So let's see what we got here. I have the Wheel o' Names already up. And I'm going to share my screen just so that everyone can see who our winner is going to be for our spontaneous drawing.
For the keychain?
For the keychain. And the winner of the keychain is Jacob F.
Jacob!
All right, Jacob.
Yay!
So we'll get with you. We'll send this in the mail ASAP. So
Cool.
we'll be good to go. And so if you have no idea what we're talking about, we do have a Patreon. If you want to help the podcast monetarily, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Imagineers and subscribe for as little as $2 a month. And each month we do monthly giveaways. We have special posts and the occasional video. And we do, I don't know what else we do. Do all sorts of stuff.
We've done trivia stuff before.
Oh
too.
yeah, we need to
So-
revive the trivia thing as well. So those were lots of fun. We've
were
hosted
fun.
themed trivia nights. So patreon.com/Imagineers if you would like to support the podcast. And we love all of our patrons. Thank you so much for supporting us over these past few years. So this is episode 218. 19? It's 19.
219.
219.
Wow.
Before we get rolling, a couple of things. So we have a very special shout out that we need to make. And that is to one of our good friends who listens to the podcast. I'm pulling up the text message from him because he wanted us to do a quick shout out. So Eric's daughter, Jasmine, and her boyfriend Joey got engaged at Disneyland
Aww.
this past week. Oh, he just sent me a photo. So that must mean he's watching.
He's watching.
So
Exciting.
so give me a second. I'm going to Susie, you're recently engaged.
I
Talk to
am
us about
recently
how
engaged.
great it is.
Yeah, Jasmine, thoughts and prayers as you enter the wedding planning process. Let's see. We did engagement photos this past weekend. Weekend before that, I bought my dress. I would say just get a really solid, good group of family and friends around you to support you. Take your time with it. Try to enjoy it. But the biggest thing, as soon as you possibly can, this is just what I have learned so far. Please book your venue. Venues book up months, sometimes years in advance. So that's the first thing I would do. But it is such an exciting and overwhelming experience. So I'm so happy for them. And I did not get engaged in a public place like Disneyland, but that was really exciting, surrounded by everyone they care about. And I hopefully we get to see a really nice picture of it.
Yeah, Eric was texting me. He was like, "Hey, so how do you get the Disney photographers to capture this?" I'm like, "All right, so this is what you do because they're going to be able to do it. Just a couple minutes before the question is asked, just very sneakily get them off to the side and say, hey, this is what's happening. Can you get this?" And they're usually very good about it. And so there they are.
Oh, that is so sweet.
So congratulations to you both.
Congrats.
So best of luck to you and well wishes as you start down this wonderful path of pre-wedding.
Yeah, it's
planning.
so wonderful. I can say whatever I want. My fiance's not listening. He's busy tonight. So, no, it really is fun. Just try to just enjoy it. And it's nice to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel and you get to, have this huge celebration, but it can be stressful during the process, but it's still great. I'm so happy for them. I didn't know if that was a thing that we were talking about tonight. Yay.
Yeah, it came out this afternoon. So
love. How exciting.
Love it. Okay, so one kind of big Disney news thing before we get into the Disney Wish and that entire experience. So things are moving very quick for this year. Things are coming out a little earlier than they typically do. Mm-hmm. So Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party tickets are going on sale at the end of this month. Mm-hmm. So they actually go on sale for resort guests first. So one of the huge benefits of staying on property, you get access to these hard ticket events a little earlier than non-resort guests. So June 29th is when those go on sale for resort guests, and general public begins July 6th. Wow. Also, related to the party, there is going to be a separate hard ticket event.
Yes.
At Hollywood Studios for the
yes.
So 2 Christmas parties, one at Magic Kingdom, one at Hollywood Studios. More details on that to come, but if you want to try something different, this is the year to do it. So I have no doubt this is going to be very popular. I mean, think of all the things you could do in Hollywood Studios with like almost like 1930s, 1940s. That's what I'm
thinking too.
Christmas.
Like swing dancing and Christmas sweaters. Like that's the vibe that I'm thinking.
Or just the decorations in general. Mm-hmm. That time period had, it was just different. Like, the big Christmas bulbs and everything. So be on the lookout for that information. If you're interested in doing those parties, of course, we can help you book your ticketed event. Email us at ImagineEarsPodcast@gmail.com. And we'll be happy to help you book your next Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line.
Non-Disney?
Non-Disney. So we can do it all. But especially if you're wanting these tickets and you want kind of that advance access to purchasing those, because some dates will definitely sell out for sure. Having your resort reservation kind of locks you in there and gives you the better picks for when you can for the dates that you want. So also holiday discounts have arrived already. Yes. So
I'm so excited because I have to buy some.
Through the majority of December, you can get your room rates, and specifically for Disney Plus subscribers. So if you are a Disney Plus subscriber and you are looking to go to Disney World during the holiday season, this is the discounts are out. So take advantage of those now while availability is there for the resort that you want. So the earlier you book, the better. So yeah, there's the news for this week.
All right. Well, that's the news for this week, but Matt needs to tell us the news from last week when he was on his cruise. He teased something to me before the show, and I want you to explain like what we're going to be doing the next 2 weeks because
Okay.
the fact that you want to do it this way has me very, very excited for next week's episode. I'm very intrigued. So tell us kind of what we're going to be doing here.
So this evening, we're going to be giving kind of just my general thoughts and overview of the Disney Wish, of the experience, what this experience looks like for adults, what this experience looks like for kids. And next week, we are doing a separate episode on the Disney Wish, but specifically on Disney Wish dining. After what we experienced on the Wish, I felt like the dining experience on the ship deserved its own conversation. We've been on Disney Cruise Line before. We are Castaway Club members. We have sailed with other cruise lines. I think that the wait staff team and the serve staff in general on the Disney Wish for this sailing was the best we have ever experienced on any cruise line ever.
It's amazing.
So I want to go into greater detail of what that entails. Was dining perfect? No, but there was, oh gosh, and we'll talk about it later. But like,
okay,
I hate Pirate Night.
Okay, yeah,
Pirate Night.
That's
the menu anyway. But other than that, quite possibly the best dining experiences we've had on a sailing with Disney, and one experience in particular kind of puts it at the top of the list in general for any cruise line. So stay tuned next week. Okay.
Yeah, I cannot wait. I can't wait for next week. I'm staying tuned. I have to, but I would anyway.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Wish. So this ship is obviously the newest ship in the Disney Cruise Line fleet.
Right.
This is the 5th ship that Disney Cruise Line has. So the Magic, the Wonder, the Dream, and the Fantasy, all were predecessors to the Disney Wish. And those ships are very similar in style. Disney Cruise Line in general has a style to it, like an aesthetic.
Yeah.
Kind of hearkening back to the golden age. Of cruise liners.
Yeah.
Exterior wise, all the ships are the same. So you have like the black bottom, and then you have the red and the white and the gold.
Because obviously it is to resemble Mickey exterior. Yes.
Correct. But interior wise, the other ships have, again, it's kind of like that classic cruise ocean liner, hardwoods, lots of wood, golden and brown
navies,
tones, navies, ocean blue. Like it's a style. And it's beautiful. It's great. Like the Disney Cruise Line aesthetic is actually one of my favorite things about the Disney Cruise Line. I love what they have done with that. It has its own style. So they went a different direction with the Wish, and it is. And I've heard it described this way. I've heard it described as a castle on the sea. And I think that is the most accurate description that I think fits it. So I'm pulling up a picture of the atrium that I took on the last night. So lots of white,
Wow.
gold.
Much more whimsical
Yes,
than the other ships.
yes, absolutely. So aesthetically, the ship is different. I don't want to say, when I say cleaner aesthetic, it's more crisp. Like it's
There's more contrast.
right.
The lights are lighter, the lighter colors are lighter, and so it stands out a lot more against anything. There's more contrast.
Yeah. So stunning ship.
That's beautiful.
Very, very beautiful in its design. Just pointing out a few things here in the lobby. You do have the chandelier, which I'll get to in a moment, because it does play into the fact with the magic bands.
Oh yeah, we got to
Yes.
hear all about that.
Yes. So beautiful chandelier in the center of the atrium. In the past, you've had, Mickey and Donald statues in the atrium. This atrium features Cinderella and also Lucifer. So Lucifer is actually behind Cinderella on the ground. So beautiful statue there. But it's the 25th anniversary of the Disney Cruise Line, so there are 25th anniversary graphic kind of banners and whatnot that are around the ship in various places. But so yeah, I think overall the ship is just very pretty. It is a very pretty ship. Layout is a little different. If you are used to Disney Cruise Line, it's not bad.
Okay.
It's just different. You're just going to have to get used to a couple of different things. So I'm going to start with the adult Quiet Cove. Quiet Cove, typically in the past, has been on the pool deck, kind of more forward. And, you have your adult kind of pool and the whirlpool, and then, the Cove Coffee area. And they have moved it to the back of the ship. The pool itself is actually it's kind of like a little infinity pool, and it overlooks the back of the ship. So in that aspect, it's very nice. It's also a very small pool. I'm not going to say that this area was an afterthought, but it does take. You have to know where you're going, and this kind of ties in with really, and this is kind of my only negative takeaway from the ship, and I always try not to be negative, but but it's more of an inconvenience and just an annoyance more than anything. The elevators are interesting.
Okay.
Point of contention for a lot of guests, and especially Disney Cruise Line fans. So this is the first Disney ship that does not have a third elevator bank. So in the past, there's been a forward, a midship, and an aft elevator bank. They got rid of one elevator bank, so the forward one is more like forward midship, and then the second one is more midship aft. So it essentially splits the ship
difference
into
okay.
because the atrium is what takes up that space. I feel like there are, and don't quote me on this, I feel like there are actually more elevators, but they are smaller. And not only are they smaller, they are more narrow.
Okay, so
they're narrow.
Okay, so it still kind of cancels out.
Yeah. So the main issue that I had, well, a couple issues. So because they are so narrow, if you were in the back of the elevator and you were getting off on a floor before the people in front of you, you essentially have to empty out the elevator to get on. And so it's just
a little inconvenient.
Inconvenient. Also, the buttons, the elevator buttons. And now I appreciate what they were trying to do We live in a post-COVID world,
Oh gosh.
and
Is it digital?
so they are motion sensitive.
Oh my
You
gosh.
you do not you do
It's
not have
not
to you do not have to touch them to select your deck that you want to get off on.
Sure. How well does it work though?
They work very well. Well, so well, in fact, that if you get in any close proximity to them, you set them all off.
Exactly. And it's already a narrow elevator. Very strange. Okay.
Yeah, so there were a few times where somebody would just get a little too close and light up the whole board. So
Oh,
then you
Buddy the
stop
Elf
on
style. Yeah.
then you stop on every deck.
Odd.
So,
Okay.
but here's the thing: I don't know, and I think they eventually. I've heard this. I mean, I heard this before we sailed. Like I knew this was coming, so I was
Mhm.
prepared for it. But I think they will change it eventually, but I
Mhm.
don't know if they can change it soon. I think the next time it goes to dry dock for any updates or repairs, that is when they would do it,
Mhm.
because simply the itinerary of this ship. So this ship doesn't do the 7-night sailings. This ship took over the Dream in Port Canaveral, so they do the 3 and 4 night sailings. So we were on a 4 night. So
Mhm.
we left on Monday afternoon. So we were out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, back into port Friday morning, so everyone could disembark and people could embark on the 3 night sailing, which is Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
Wow.
come back into port on Monday and repeat the process over. The ship has no downtime.
Wow.
So I think it would be difficult to service the elevators
Mhm.
while that is the setup for the itineraries. So I think dry dock is when we'll see changes, hopefully, because they really do need to change it.
That's so strange. I would whatever, you're right. In a post-COVID world and, you're going back on you were there when on a boat when the pandemic broke out. So you saw some of those on-ship changes. I guess that's something they valued and interesting. Would never have thought that.
Yeah.
You're like, "Let's talk about the elevators." What?
Well, and lastly, so and this kind of ties in with the adults only area and a couple of areas on the ship. So um, the elevators do not get off on all decks. They do not go to all decks.
Okay.
So specifically for the adults only area on deck 13
Mhm.
aft, also aft on deck 12 is the Rose, which is the bar that services Enchante and Palo.
Mhm.
So those restaurants are there, the bar's there. You have to get off on 12. Um, so the elevator banks, each elevator bank on the ship has, I'm trying to think, 8 elevators. So there's 2 and 2 on each side.
Mhm.
Those go to decks 1 through 11. The next 2 go to decks 1 through 12.
Okay.
And the back 2 elevators go 1 through 13. So if you were trying to get to deck 13, to the adults only area, and you hover over the up elevator button,
Mhm.
and you don't get that elevator, you have a couple of options. Take that elevator as high as it can go, get off, and then take the stairs up, or wait for another elevator to take the other 2 floors up. Kind of inconvenient if you are handicapped.
It's interesting. I wonder if they've done incredibly inconvenient if you're handicapped. I wonder if they did some amount, obviously they did, of research of the number of people going to the adult areas, and this determined that it wasn't worth having it in a more central location.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Uh, it only was bad once. Like the first time I got the back elevator the first try, I'm like, excellent. straight to the top. Then the other times I had to wait a few times, but so again, minor inconvenience. Not the
Just
best thing, but
random.
if that's the worst thing that happens to me on my cruise,
It's worth it. Yeah.
So let's talk about all of the good things. So I'll start with the stateroom first.
Okay.
So we did have a balcony stateroom. Very, very nice, very elegant. So, nice roomy balcony overlooking the water with
Oh,
nice 2 chairs,
that looks so
nice little end
peaceful.
table. You can do room service to the room, have coffee in the morning, just overlooking the water or whatever port you're in. So that was very nice. So the rooms they're themed differently depending on what deck and area you are. So ours was Sleeping Beauty.
So pretty.
So we have the Sleeping Beauty mural over the bed. So
Yeah.
that was very nice. So this was where we slept. And then the sofa that isn't full in the picture here, folds down to a single bed. So
Okay.
and then some of the cabins have a fourth berth, which comes down from the ceiling. The world famous Disney split bathrooms, Disney Cruise Line. So you have one bathroom that has a sink and toilet. And then in another separate room, you have one that has a sink and shower. So huge props to the shower was humongous.
Yeah.
Very roomy, very comfortable. Because the shower was so big, the space outside of it was a little bit smaller, but I think sacrificing that for a more comfortable shower was worth it. So having the split bathroom is one of the things that I think Disney Cruise Line does very, very well. And as you can see, the H2O products are still in service. So if you're a big fan of those, they are in those dispensers inside of the shower. And I'm actually going back to the other one. Yes. So the other bathroom where the toilet is, they have the H2O hand soap, which is also very nice. So, cabin was great. Very roomy, very comfortable. Updated with USB ports, both the 2.0, 3.0s, the standard ones, and then also USB-Cs. Storage was great. The closet was plenty big for what we needed. You have two really big hanging closets on each end, and in the middle there are shelving, and then there's your personal safe. So stateroom features were what you would expect from DCL. Just very, very nice accommodations. No complaints about the room at all.
Looks very cozy.
Yep, very cozy.
But like in a good way. I don't mean cozy like tiny, I mean cozy like comfortable.
Yeah. So trying to think where I could go next about the ship. It was so big.
Yeah,
There's so many
but there were new. So like, what did Evie do? Like during
Oh,
the trip? 'Cause
okay.
there's
This
all
is
kinds
great.
of new kid
Okay.
stuff, right?
Yes, all sorts of kid stuff. Eventually, I'm going to post a video. I love what they have done with the kid space on the Wish. It is bigger and better than anything that they have done on any of the other ships. And one of the fun features on the Wish is how the kids enter the kid space. So there are two ways you can get in. So the kids club itself is on deck 2, midship. So there is a staircase that you can take down from deck 3 in the atrium that will take you to the check-in desk, and your kids can check in. Now, you will need to go down, make sure you're all set up first, and then from there on, you can use the deck 3 check-in point. But so you can walk down to deck 2, check everybody in. Kids can go in, have a good time. You go back to deck 2 to pick them up. But the new feature, and I love it, is there is a slide. There is a slide that goes from deck 3 in the atrium down into the kids club. So in the
That's
ImagineEars club.
awesome.
So, and that's important. It doesn't dump. The slide does not empty into a general common area.
Mm-hmm.
It enters into the club itself. So very safe. You can send your child down the slide knowing that they
Go! Just
they're in good hands.
That's so cool.
Oh, she had a blast. Like
Aw.
wanted to go there all the time. I'm trying to pull up a couple of pictures. So tell you what I'm doing. I'm just going to share my screen. That'll be better than. So like this is one of the. Oh, seriously? Okay, there we go.
Oh, cool.
So this is the Imagineering section of the ship of the kids club, and so lots of super fun places. This is the Star Wars themed area.
That's so cool.
Yeah. There is a cruise line themed area with life preservers.
That looks very classic Disney Cruise Line right there.
Yes.
Little throwback.
And there's also an Avengers campus section of the kids club where you can do lots of fun things. Captain America's out there. Yeah. So basically it is
awesome.
Most kids just don't want to leave. And that opens the door for adults to go do things that they want to do. So we sent her to the kids club, and then we went over to the Quiet Cove where it's adults only, and just kind of enjoyed the ocean breeze and the sun, and got to sit back with a cup of coffee and enjoy the morning. We also sent her to the kids club when we went to Palo, which we will talk about next week.
I'm so excited for that.
But yeah, the kids club just really I think I will say this for all the cruise lines. All the cruise lines, primarily the major ones, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, they're very good at what they do when it comes to entertaining children and giving them things to do and giving them an enjoyable experience. But Disney, like, they really do specialize in this, and they provided excellent service throughout the week for all the guests. It was fun getting to interact with Evie post ImagineEars Club, where she got to tell us all that stuff.
I bet that was your daughter is so friendly and engaging and creative. I would just love to hear her side of the whole thing too. But yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, and there are areas for preteens and teens as well. So Vibe and Edge are the areas for them. And I don't have a teenager yet, but we were with some friends from Travelmation, and their daughter was 13. She really enjoyed it. So there was lots of fun that the kids enjoyed on the ship. So let's talk about off the ship. Let's talk about Castaway.
Okay. Yes.
Just general thoughts on Castaway. So Castaway is celebrating its, again, with the cruise line, the 25th anniversary. So nice little fun decorations there on the island.
Great picture, Matt.
Oh, thank you. So you get off the ship and nothing has really changed. Like the island experience is great. They still have some of the favorite things that you can do. The 5K is still there. So our friends did the 5K. It is a run at your leisure. So you can just walk up, tell them, hey, I'm doing the 5K. You finish it and they give you your medal. We didn't go over to the adults only beach this trip just because we had the 5-year-old, but Pelican Plunge and all that fun stuff on the family side was great. Really great place. One of my favorite places to snorkel because they drop some fun items into the lagoon. So they have some character statues.
Yeah.
There is a ride vehicle from Dumbo.
So cool.
uh, One of the original submarines from 20,000 Leagues
Mhm.
Under the Sea at Magic Kingdom is turned into a natural reef. It's on the far side of the lagoon, so it is quite a bit of a swim, but still really fun to see there. And then, lunch is provided there on the island at Cookies and Cookies too. I won't go into detail. I'll kind of save that, I guess, for dining for next week.
Mhm.
But that's also good. It was good. So very consistent, and I think that's one thing that if I could describe Disney Cruise Line in general, it's just very consistent, just consistent level of service. And everything was excellent this week. Okay. Oh, entertainment on the show.
Yes, I was going to ask what shows you
Yeah.
guys went to.
So we went to all the shows. So on the
Love it.
Disney Wish, trying to think. Okay, so the first night was Seize the Adventure, SEAS.
Nah.
So
That's funny.
featuring Captain Minnie.
Oh.
Yeah. And Goofy comes and steers the ship for a little bit, and we get to go visit some of our favorite friends from Disney animated features. So it's a very
Cute.
nice show. Yes. The second night, we had The Little Mermaid. So it was a stage production of The Little Mermaid. It's very different. So, but very impressive. Third night was Pirate Night. So Nassau, was Pirate Night. So they had the deck party and two shows. So the first show was pre-dinner and featured all of Captain Mickey, Captain Minnie, all the classic Disney characters. So this is a new show for Disney Cruise Line, so it's brand new, very enjoyable. And then at 10:15 is the fireworks show. So
Awesome.
they have a live band that performs. Then, of course, Captain Jack makes his appearance, and you get a few minutes worth of fireworks. And for those of you unfamiliar with Disney Cruise Line is the only cruise line that can launch fireworks from their ships. So that is very unique to DCL. And so it's a unique experience. You get to see fireworks at sea. The Walt Disney Theater, very, very lovely. So very elegant in its design. So
ooh,
we sat in the balcony on the first night. So this is from the first night from Seize the Adventure. And what they really incorporate well into all the shows is projection mapping. So, hello, EVK.
This baby just got born today, and I named her Melody.
Oh, okay. All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, take Coco with you. Oh boy.
What is she talking about?
I have no idea.
What
no
baby?
idea.
Like,
no
does she have
idea.
a new doll?
I have no idea.
I just
Never
take Coco with you.
Never a dull moment. Okay. So projection mapping that they use, just very impressive. Really kind of expands the room and the space and just adds those creative elements to each show. So Walt Disney Theater. Yeah, the performers were great. And we get a little bleed over. And again, I will go into more detail of this next week. So there are 3 main dining rooms on the Disney Wish, just like you would rotate in and out of on any other Disney Cruise Line sailing. There is 1923, which is steakhouse feel. There is the Avengers themed
Is that
Ant-Man.
the Pim's
Yeah.
Kitchen
Well,
style kind of?
no, no. So
But it's like that.
yeah, so it's Marvel themed. It's the
Oh, okay.
Marvel themed restaurant. And then there is Arendelle, which we ate on the last night.
Mm.
And again, I'm going to go into more detail next week. So, not our favorite meal, food wise, but our favorite dining experience, general dining experience,
Okay.
because they have turned it into a show.
Okay.
Yeah, live performance, like it is musical dinner theater.
Yeah, love that.
Lovely, so good, so well done. Um, so many great things to say about it. So yeah, entertainment on the ship was great. Then of course you have the fun things to do on the ship, like trivia,
Mm-hmm.
wellness seminars, beverage
Mm-hmm.
seminars,
Mm-hmm.
lots to choose from.
Something very unique you did as well.
Yes, of course. So the just because we just didn't have enough time, I was unable to go even step foot into Senses, which is rare for me because I love the rainforest, and the rainforest is different on this ship than the other ships, but it's still great. And of course, in Senses you can get your massages, you can get
So nice.
yeah, massages, the rainforest room, which you can get a day pass for, or a pass for the entire cruise, which has therapeutic showers. You have the different saunas, the Turkish bath, the tile beds. So Senses is great. I take that back. I didn't spend time in it. I did visit it just to look around, but it is beautifully set up. So great area. But then what's different on this ship than the previous ships for the gentlemen? So the hair salon has kind of always been attached with Senses, and they changed that on this ship. So men, if you were looking for barber services, so haircuts, facials, pedicures, I believe as well, you can go over to Hook's Barbery.
Oh, that is awesome.
So when we talked about the classic Disney kind of aesthetic with sailing, like this is where it is. You have the hardwood and the gold trim and everything, just the darker tones. So you have a couple of barber chairs here. So the barber services are something that you can book pre-cruise in the app, and they fill up pretty quick. And I think if more people knew about what was offered here, they would be gone even faster. So, but yeah, I got my haircut. So
that's nice.
I've been holding off on a haircut for a while.
Your hair was getting long.
It was pretty long. And yeah, so great barber services. And what's different about this place, this is not advertised. So it's not advertised. It's not in the Navigator. It is not listed in the Navigator, but Hook's Barbery.
It's if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. And I'm letting you know. So Hook's Barbery, from the hours of 5 p.m. until 8 p.m., so not a very long period of time, turns into a speakeasy.
Oh, cool.
So if you are
awesome.
inclined, again, there are things for adults that, but they do a lot of the beverage tastings here as well.
Okay.
So in the seminars, so this is one of the locations. But yeah, there's so much to do for kids, for adults. Trying to think if I'm.
I have.
Yes. So sorry. Well, you go first. You go first.
No, it's going to be the same. I think it's the same thing. I want to hear about the magic bands.
Oh, yes. Okay. So no, there are two separate.
Oh,
I'm going to save the magic bands for last because I do want to point this out. I was sailing with a 5-year-old after all. So again, pre-cruise, we booked Bippity Boppity Boutique on the ship. This was her first Bippity Boppity Boutique experience.
Okay.
So they, of course, have this in Magic Kingdom. They have it over at Disney Springs. They also have it on the cruise line. So there are different packages that you can choose from.
Mhm.
But you go in and you have your reservation. They're lined up outside waiting for you to arrive. It is a very regal experience. So you check in and then you go into the dress room where you get to pick your dress.
Mhm.
So lots of options for your favorite princesses.
Oh my gosh.
Cinderella, Belle, Jasmine, even Captain Minnie, Anna and
Wow.
Elsa. And for our friends that are also boys, they do have a couple of options for you as well. Over on the right of this picture, there is Eric, and then there is a dragon slayer. So
Oh,
it
cool.
comes with a little cape.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
Then you pick out your dress,
Mhm.
and then you move into the salon area.
Oh
So
my word.
so absolutely beautiful.
Wow.
And they sit you down, and again, just depending on your package and what you pick out, they'll doll you up and do your hair and sprinkle the pixie dust over your hair and give you your nice bippity boppity boutique sash. Then of course you can go over to the castle
Mhm.
to take your picture. So
Wow.
lots
That
of
is so nice.
it was very well done, very impressive. So again, nobody does it quite like Disney. So
No, they don't.
lots of shopping opportunities as well too. So if you're an avid cruiser, you know that there are shops all around the ship. So uh, you know they're fun names. So Treasures Untold,
Nice. Okay. Little
um,
Mermaid.
um, Castle Jewels, I think is the name of the
Sure.
other one. Look, it wasn't
It
in
is
my
now.
budget. It wasn't in my budget. I didn't go in. And then Mickey's Main Sale, which I think, which is kind of like the general flagship store for DCL, maybe the largest one that I have ever seen. Very, very big, very, very big. So lots of fun retail spaces, lots of fun themed areas around the ship in general. So I'm going to let me find it. Of course, one of the more popular things when the Wish was announced and had its inaugural sailings was the Hyperspace Lounge.
Mm.
So at one point, it was very difficult to get into. And if you are a Star Wars fan, it's a fun little space. So if you've been on the previous Disney Cruise Line ships, very similar to the Skyline Lounge, where the skyline in the background would change from city to city.
Mhm.
It's Star Wars themed, so you go from Bespin to Mustafar, and there's a nice fun animation that goes along with it, and both alcoholic and non-alcoholic options for passengers. So
Okay.
yeah, so there
That
is
looks so cool.
there's that. The Another really really fun and beautiful location was the Bayou, which interestingly enough is right next to it. Oh, and yeah, let me find the photo. There's the still image. I'm gonna share that. So this is very New Orleans theme.
Oh, where'd it go?
It's coming. It's coming. There we go.
Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. That
It-
is stunning.
yeah, yeah. So lots of character drawing classes were done here. Trivia, some of the trivia was done here. So
Okay.
the one of the honestly, yeah, I'm a big trivia person,
Mm-hmm.
and this was some of the hardest ones. So it's Disney Music Live. So they have a keyboard player and a host,
Mm-hmm.
and they will play like a little bar from the song, give a bonus question related to the song, and then play the song one more time.
Wow. Okay.
And you have to guess what the song is. And some of them are very, very difficult, but this is where they do it. So
Oh,
beautiful
that's
area,
beautiful.
live music in the evening. So it was great. So um, beautiful spaces all around the ship like that. Oh, and Susie's gone. She was there and then she's not. But there you are. You back?
Yeah. Sorry, I heard something.
I had the
It was.
I had the photo up and then I brought it down and you were
Oh.
gone. I was like, oh, she's run to the ship already. That's
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
yeah.
No, I would. I would. Oh my gosh, if I could.
Okay, so let's talk about the Magic Band.
Please. I am anxiously awaiting this. So I mean you teased at the beginning with the atrium. So is there anything like
Yes.
how does
Okay.
that work?
So the Magic Band does have some functionality. Obviously, the more practical things, it opens your room.
Sure.
Important to note, um, when you leave the ship. So if you are uh, docking in Nassau or Castaway,
Mm-hmm.
uh, you need to take your uh, key to the world card with you, because that is what they scan to get off the ship and then
Mm.
back on. It is
Okay.
not your magic band, it is that card. So that is important to note. But pretty much for everything else. So it opens your room. You can charge to your stateroom with the Magic Band Plus, and then there are fun interactive moments with it. So occasionally, if there's a chandelier show going on in the atrium,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, the haptics in the Magic Band Plus will buzz, and then the colors will light up. It'll interact with certain areas in the ship, like the hyperspace lounge.
Mm-hmm.
um, I don't know if it was doing it because I was in the lounge. I'm pretty sure it was in the lounge, but since the lounge is very in close proximity to the atrium, I was trying to
Mm.
figure out if it
Which
was tied
show
to.
or
Yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But fireworks. So like the fireworks show, like it went on with that.
Mm-hmm.
So there, it does have the interactive moments, but practically speaking, um, it's it's just easier to, because I didn't have my room key card with me majority of the time. It's just when I was getting off the ship.
Right.
I just use my magic band. I didn't have to pull out the card every time. I literally just, here's my band, charge me money. So yeah, Magic Band Plus, I think big success. It was the first sailing for it, so the process of getting on the ship was a little slower, I think, because of
Mm-hmm.
it, just because they were just, figuring things out. But um, it was a very, very minor delay. Embarkation was very smooth. So
Good.
I know,
Good.
crazy.
We do have one question from Tay
Ah, Taylor, hello.
asking about the viewing at Arendelle. So are there, I guess, it's pretty
Okay.
centrally
Uh-huh.
where
Uh-huh.
all the action takes place.
So
Oh, maybe not.
and I'll talk about this more next week. Where you sit matters.
I hate
Uh
things like that.
Now they do a good job of making it enjoyable for everyone.
Hmm.
There are just some tables that are in the back that are close to the windows that um, you can still see the stage, but you're obviously going to have some obstructed views. So not
Okay.
every table is equal in what you do. Um, I'll talk about it more next week. but
Okay.
Our table may or may not have played into it. We were literally like right next to the stage.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Oh my gosh, Matt.
it was the most incredible Disney themed dinner I think we've ever had. Loved it.
You're like, can't relate to these obscured views.
Yeah.
Mm.
But what they did with the obscured views after the shows were done, they would go the characters would go around to those tables and interact with them. So
it kind of evens out in a way. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But yeah, we were blessed to have a very nice table.
Oh, so good.
Oh.
Yeah,
But-
I definitely cannot wait to hear about that or see
Yep,
pictures
next week.
Next week.
So be
It's
prepared.
like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, because we've been going on for right at an hour, so it's time to cut this thing off.
Well, I mean, obviously a lot of good stuff, and that was an hour without talking about the food.
Oh.
So this is gonna
Yeah.
be really great next week. Obviously jealous, glad you got to go. But like we mentioned before, anyone who is interested in going on a sailing, Matt and I are both travel agents. So shoot us an email, we'll get that working with you guys, schedule that stuff. Believe also I need to talk with you about, I just have some cruise questions personally. So, it's nice to know people who know things.
True.
We know a couple things.
I can also give you pointers on how to win this bad boy. Winner.
Real quick. What song was like the most obscure? What was the hardest question that they had?
Okay.
For trivia.
All right, so we'll talk about trivia because they have trivia for a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So there is general trivia, which is literally everything.
Sure.
They had general Disney trivia. They had Disney theme parks trivia. They had Disney sidekicks trivia. There was a Marvel trivia. There was a Star Wars trivia. There was a Muppets trivia. I would have been at it had we not had brunch at Paulo.
Oh, that's okay.
Teaser for next week. We love dinner so much that we booked brunch on the spot for the next day.
Wow. And brunch over Muppet trivia. So clearly the food was good.
Yes, it was. There will be lots of photos.
But you did the music trivia?
Yeah, so I did general trivia, Disney trivia. There was supposed to be a Walt Disney trivia.
Oh.
And the tablet broke, so they did general Disney trivia. I'm going to say this once, and I'm only going to say it once.
Okay.
I played the theme park trivia and lost. I got 19 out of 20 correct.
Oh.
I was playing with the people that we were with, their kids. So I'm playing with kids. I want the kids to win the medals. And I
could see it in your eyes. You wanted
there
to
was
win.
there was a person playing by themselves that got all 20 questions correct. I just happened to glance over at her answers, and there were like cross-outs and rewrites. So I'm not saying that she cheated, but don't be that person. Don't cheat at Disney.
Please don't cheat at trivia.
On the Caribbean.
Ew, you should have won.
And she got 4 medals. So, because they were giving out a Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy. Wow. But anyway, so did not win Disney theme park. I did get one question wrong.
Do you remember the question?
I do.
Of course you do. Really quick, what was it?
So it was multiple choice. What is the most popular theme park snack at Tokyo Disneyland?
Ooh, I don't have the options, but just using logic, I know
So the
Tokyo
option-
is very Americanized
So the
version of-
options were, I can't remember what one of them was, so that eliminates one. So it's one of these three: Mickey ice cream bar,
Uh-huh.
pizza on a stick, or popcorn. And the other one was pretty common as well. I just can't remember what it was.
Hold on.
Ooh, cliffhanger. Yeah. Just a general thought on the cruise trivia. They do a great job. So,
Sorry.
what is going on?
I'll message you separately.
Is your dog eating
No.
gummies again?
No, it's not him. Shut up. Is it
Gummy
pizza on-
bears, by the way?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Sure.
Who do you think? Who do you think we are? This is a family show.
Was it pizza on a stick?
So I put pizza on a stick because
that
I'm like,
seems so
it's
obscure.
So obscure, and
It's popcorn.
It's popcorn. So
Yeah, no way that chick knew it. She cheated.
yeah. Anyway, but it was fun. I did win one. I was very close at actually all of them.
Yeah.
Like within 2 points within all of it. There were some very good trivia people out there. So if you're going, you better know your stuff. That's all. That's all I got to say, because it's tough competition. Oh.
Sounds fun. Well, again, I am anxiously waiting next week for the food because I don't know. I'm excited to hear about it from you and your experience. But to
absolutely
listen to that episode, you have to listen to our episodes. Oh, this is a bad transition. Take it from here, Matt.
Yeah, I accidentally clicked on it earlier. I wasn't trying to cut you off.
No, well, I thought, this is gonna be
My
a really good
fingers slipped.
transition, and I was just like, listen to the podcast because we're on the platforms.
Yes, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, we are on all the podcast platforms. So whether it's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you like to listen, you can find us by searching for the ImagineEars Disney Podcast. Check out our entire back catalog of episodes, and come back next week for our continued review on the Disney Wish, specifically the food.
A tribute to all other elements of the cruise, but mostly food.
Especially that soft serve. I mean, there's so many. So many things to look forward to. Main dining room, specialty dining, ice cream. I'll tell you this. We'll close with this.
Okay.
The pool deck quick eats, which historically aren't that great, were fantastic. Like, I would eat here instead of Marceline Market, which is the buffet.
Yeah, really?
Like, oh yeah.
Okay.
So good.
Okay.
So good.
High standard.
It was our go-to. For stuff. So, all right.
Awesome.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. But until next week, remember, friends, if you can dream it, you can do it.
There's really no secret about our approach. We keep moving forward, opening up new doors, doing new things, because we're curious. And curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. We're always exploring and experimenting.